right now, 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 right now. Oh, I got a real good feeling.
We try to bring you high-quality educational and informational content every single day. Why do you think the price is having such an anemic time? The news story of the hour. Jump onto the chart. Is this the beginning of a massive financial unraveling? We got to add a little addendum to the show map today. So we start here on the daily. Now, we've been looking at the RSI on Bitcoin's daily chart for the last several days. It always has been, but it's been increasing over the last 50 years since the government has been bigger. Hey guys, what's going on? Jeb here, and welcome back to Coffee and Crypto Live. This is your week daily morning show where we bring you the latest and everything Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. And in today's episode, we are going to be talking about how a major rally could be coming soon on Bitcoin and on Ethereum. Today, we're going to be talking about all of the different technical reasons why a major uptrend on both of these markets may be starting much sooner than later. If you're looking forward to understanding where Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency space is going next, then you found the right place. So without much further ado, let's go ahead and dive right on into it. Very excited to be here, going live from Gainesville, Florida. Really appreciate all of you for tuning in. We've already got about 100 people watching. Alex Nybo coming in first. Sean O'Brien, Joe Bollier, Eric Banks, Christina is in chat, Jeremy, Cosmin B, Crypto Burns, Screwhead, Kenny M, and many more. Good morning to all of you, and welcome back from a 3-day Memorial Day weekend. I hope all of you had a lot of fun in the sun with your friends and family. We had an absolute blast. Thank you all for tuning in. Let's go ahead and get started over on CoinMarketCap. As you probably already know, Bitcoin is currently trading at $67,700. It is down 4% over the last 7 days, going through a corrective movement over the course of the weekend. Ethereum is up 2% over the last 7 days, up to $3,857, rallying quite substantially ever since our approval on Thursday of last week of the Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency, of the Ethereum ETFs. 8 Ethereum ETFs, including those from VanEck, Fidelity, BlackRock, and a few others like Franklin Templeton were approved. They've just got to have their last forms submitted, and then they will be going live, hopefully in the next few months. They have not begun trading yet, but we shall see how that all pans out. Ethereum is sitting at $3,857, and I do believe it's going to end up moving far to the upside. Now, another interesting piece of news here comes out of none other than the one and only Donald Trump. Donald Trump just posted this on Truth Social. I am very positive and open-minded to cryptocurrency companies and all things related to the new and burgeoning industry. Our country must be the leader in the field. There is no second place. Crooked Joe Biden, on the other hand, the worst president in the history of the country, wants to die a slow and painful death. That will never happen. He wants it to die a slow and painful death. That will never happen. End quote is what Donald Trump is quoted as saying. And so it is seeming very interesting that Donald Trump is becoming a big fan of the cryptocurrency space. Now, obviously, this is probably one of the most polarizing figures in the history of the United States, but he does have a lot of people following him, and those people, when they go to the polls that vote for Donald Trump, those are people that follow him. And when they hear that he is pro-cryptocurrency, that's most likely going to lead them to being pro-cryptocurrency. He's led a lot of people, and a lot of people follow him, and so when he says good and positive things about Bitcoin in the crypto space, that's going to galvanize a lot of the people that are in the American electorate to go and invest in Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies as well. This is one of those fundamental pieces of news that, while it may not have a large impact on the price and on the development of the space right now, will invariably have a major impact on the price and on the development of the space in one of several different key ways. Number one, if Donald Trump gets elected, of course, he's seemingly going to be a major advocate for the cryptocurrency space, or at least that's what he's claiming he's going to do. We'll see what happens should he become elected. The second way that it could end up having a major impact on Bitcoin and cryptocurrency over the course of the coming years and decades is that this is the first time that it has become a major political issue for a presidential candidate, the cryptocurrency space. And so with Donald Trump setting it as precedent now that a political candidate to get elected is going to need to have a position on cryptocurrency, and seemingly a pretty strong one, that brings the cryptocurrency market square into the limelight of political debate. The reason that that's so important is because that brings a lot, and I do mean a lot, of attention onto the cryptocurrency space. It means that you're going to have policy discussions being had all throughout Washington, all throughout the electorate, all throughout my little piece of hair here that doesn't want to do what it's told. And we are going to be seeing a lot of debate going on in Congress, a lot of debate going on in Capitol Hill. We're going to be seeing a lot of debate going on during the presidential debates. We're going to be seeing a lot of debates going on between different nominees running for the Senate and for the House. It's going to become a very political issue, and it doesn't seem like it's going to be a super bipartisan issue. Excuse me, it doesn't seem like it's going to be a super polarized issue either. It seems to be leaning slightly to the right now, but there are a lot of Democrats as well that are on board with the cryptocurrency space. And so this seemingly, in a couple of ways, could be, one, an area that we get a lot of attention on crypto. Two, might be an area that we could bridge the divide. The recently passed FIT 21 bill was passed with bipartisan support. Only 3 Republicans voted against it. Only about 70 Democrats voted against it. About 140 Democrats voted for it. And so this could be a way that the United States could come together in this beautiful, once-in-a-generation scene of the entirety of Congress being able to agree on something other than the sky being blue. And half the time they can't even agree on that. The only thing they can agree on is that they need to pay somebody $100,000 to press the buttons in the elevator. That's the only other thing that they can all agree on, because they all like it when they don't have to touch the button. Nevertheless, the third reason why this is going to be pretty significant is that if Donald Trump is pro-cryptocurrency, that's naturally going to lead a lot of people that follow him to being interested in investing in the cryptocurrency space as well. So, pretty big news coming out from the cryptocurrency space and from Donald Trump himself. And of course, that was not the only thing that happened last week. A quick recap as well. We saw the Ethereum ETFs get approved. 8 of them get approved. They have not gone live. They're going to need another set of approvals to begin trading, but they have actually been approved. Some final paperwork needs to be submitted is what is left to occur. Following that, we have also seen a couple of landmark bills passing through the cryptocurrency, passing through the House. One of them, of course, was FIT 21. Now, the reason that FIT 21 is so important is because it's going to establish quite a lot of guardrails about the way that the cryptocurrency space is to actually operate in years to come forward. But the news that I am actually most excited about over the course of the last week, that I think is going to have the biggest impact, is HR Bill 5403, which blocks the creation of a government-issued, government-controlled central bank digital currency. This is a pretty big deal. Happened last week, so I'll be quick here, but I do want to let you guys know about this in case you haven't heard about this, because this is kind of leading us into where we are today. Today, the United States House of Representatives passed HR 5403, the CBDC Anti-Surveillance State Act, sponsored by Majority Whip Tom Emmer. It halts unelected bureaucrats from issuing a central bank digital currency, which would threaten Americans' right to privacy without explicit authorization from Congress. Today, we are considering, this is kind of the remarks from Chairman McHenry, who also put forward FIT 21. And the point of this is that the United States Federal Reserve is going to be forbidden by law, passed by Congress, to pass a central bank digital currency. This is something that obviously Trump has been very much pushing for, and this is also something that quite a few people have been pushing for some time, because a central bank digital currency would undermine the growth of the cryptocurrency space, because it would invariably lead the United States government to giving favoritism towards their own created CBDC rather than helping the newly burgeoning cryptocurrency space to flourish and thrive. And so with the CBDC being blocked, that one is going to end up leading, hopefully, the United States federal government in a direction of disliking CBDCs and trying to combat them around the world, which will be a majorly important geopolitical stance, as countries like China and potentially even the European Union are either working on or are thinking about developing one themselves. But it will also lead America into realizing, well, if we want to keep up in cryptocurrency, we got to actually support cryptocurrency rather than just building a CBDC. And so that could lead to quite a bit of adoption in the cryptocurrency space as it continues to be solidified into the annals of history here in the United States' financial system. So, very excited about this. Also, very excited about one of our sponsors today, NordVPN. If you guys have not already, make sure to sign up for NordVPN. Go to nordvpn.com/Jeb and protect yourself while you browse online for the low price of under $200 for a 2-year plan. You can also get up to 4 months free when you sign up for our link. So make sure to check that out with the link in the description box down below. Now, let's talk a little bit about where we are right now on Bitcoin. Bitcoin went through a major rally last week, leading into the approval of the Ethereum exchange traded funds. Now, when the Ethereum exchange-traded funds were actually approved on Thursday, we did not actually see a major rally like many people were expecting that we would. Instead, we began to see the rumors come out on Monday that we would see a rally on Ethereum. And so on Monday, after James Seifert and Eric Balchunas increased the likelihood from 25% to 75% that an Ethereum ETF would be approved, after we heard whispers that the SEC was telling the different applicants to update their filings with some last-minute changes, and after Barron's reported that the Securities and Exchange Commission had basically leaked that they were going to approve the ETFs, when we heard all of that news Monday and moving into Tuesday, we saw a major rally on Bitcoin. Bitcoin ended up rallying 8%. Ethereum ended up rallying substantially more. On Monday of last week, it ended up rallying 20%. These were big gains. Bitcoin has since slumped, but Ethereum has managed to continue its uptrend. On the day of the launch, we saw a spinning top formation come in, where Ethereum saw a major rally and a major crash within just a few hours of the actual approval at about 4 p.m. on Thursday. We saw the approval come in. Ethereum was trading at $3,785. It almost instantly dropped down to $3,500, and then it would go on to rally another $400 back up to $3,898 before going through another drop, and then trading sideways through the weekend, trading sideways, moving into the beginning part of the weekend, moving into a rally going in towards Memorial Day. And of course, that has led to a huge rally. A huge potential for rally to begin relatively soon. And that's kind of where I want to take this next. We've seen a lot of sideways action since the Ethereum ETFs were approved, partially because they haven't begun trading, partially because we already kind of knew they were coming as early as Monday, and that's when we saw the rally come in. Now, though, I want to talk a little bit about why that rally is about to kick into high gear. One, Donald Trump, one of the most powerful men in the country, has come out very much in favor of crypto. Love him, hate him, don't really care. Got a mug with his face on it, got a bumper sticker with his face and a skull and crossbones on it. I don't care. The fact is, he's very, very influential. Can we all at least agree on that? If we can all agree on one thing about Trump, it's that he's influential, right? Right? Okay, cool. We're being mature and being honest. He's influential. Yeah? Okay, cool. One, him coming out, being extremely influential, being in favor of the cryptocurrency market is probably one of the biggest cryptocurrency endorsements that we've ever seen. Again, like him, hate him, not the point. The point is he's very, very influential with many people. Second reason, we've seen the Ethereum ETFs approved. Third reason, FIT 21 went through. Fourth reason, we saw this bill go through Congress blocking central bank digital currencies from being created. Sorry, not that page, this page. It's the fourth reason. Fifth reason, if we look over here towards the cryptocurrency, the stock market, what we're going to see is that it has recently broken all-time high. Here on Thursday, coincidentally, the day of the ETFs launched, the stock market dropped 1.28%, but this level right here at 524 points on the S&P 500 was our previous all-time high. We have recently as a week and a half ago, broken north above that. Moving into and through Memorial Day weekend, we are likely going to see a major rally moving forward because the entire United States and global, for that matter, economy is continuing to grow. We broke 480, which was our all-time high pre-Ukrainian war coming out of the COVID-19 pandemic. We broke 480. We set 525 as a new all-time high, and now we are pushing beyond that as well. Stock market is off to the races. S&P will probably be at 1,000 points within the next 4 to 5 years. At the same time, Solana has been rallying dramatically. By the way, I think that was the sixth reason, the United States stock market. Another reason, Solana has been rallying dramatically, moving into a major uptrend, which indicates that it's not just Bitcoin, it's not just Ethereum, it's also the altcoins that are going to go into major uptrends. We come here to customize, and we set this to 30-day price appreciation. We can see the 30-day price appreciation, if we move it right here. The 30-day price appreciation of many of our favorite cryptocurrencies is quite substantial. Chainlink is up 28.6% in the last 30 days. Bitcoin up 7% in the last 30 days. Ethereum up 17%. Solana up 20%. Toncoin up 16%. Pepe up 116%. Uniswap 33.49%. A lot of our picks, funnily enough, are actually up dramatically. Render up 22%. Dog with Hat up 35%. Caspa up 22%. Now, there are a lot of altcoins in here that are down over the last 30 days, but in general, there are quite a few cryptocurrencies, especially meme coins right now, that are pumping dramatically. There is going to be an altcoin season. We've just got to give it some time. We've got to be willing to have some patience. Yes? Yes, absolutely. The cryptocurrency space is set up to go into a major uptrend, and so that is why I want to also talk a little bit about how we should go about preparing for that. You see, we have a video that'll be going live in the in the Financial Sovereignty Academy when that launches, where I'm going to be detailing for you guys exactly how to go about investing in the cryptocurrency space for profit. And the way that we do that is by following the third law of money of having a written plan. The 6 laws of money are: choose financial sovereignty, live on less than you make, have a written plan for your money. That's called a budget. Get out of debt, save and invest for the future, and give generously. Those are the 6 laws of money. You do those 6 things. To the proportion that you do those 6 things, you will succeed with money. To the proportion that you do not do those 6 things, you will fail with money. You can argue with it. Same way you can argue with gravity and say, gravity, I don't think I should be on the ground right now. Well, too bad. It's not the way it works. All right? Cool. That law of money, having a written plan for money, in the case of personal finance, it's called a budget. In the case of investment, it's called an investment plan. And our investment plan in cryptocurrency goes a little something like this. Every interval, we or I, if we're single, but I'm married, so we will invest, not divest, because it's an investment plan, not a divestment plan. Every interval, we will invest X amount into Y cryptocurrency portfolio on Z exchange. So the way that that can play out is every Tuesday at 3:37 in the after flipping noon, we, because we're married, or I, because we're single, will invest $1,000 because we're raking it in, $1,000 a month, whatever it is. Let's say $200 a week, $200 every Tuesday at 3:37, or every Tuesday at 3:37, we will invest $200 into our cryptocurrency portfolio. Our cryptocurrency portfolio is 15% cash while the market's rallying. That cash position disappears when the market's going down, and then we will put 50% of what remains into Bitcoin, 30% into Ethereum, 20% into a broad base of altcoins, mainly altcoins that are leaders in their respective spaces, and we will do this on Z cryptocurrency exchange. We'll call that crypto.com, right? That is our investment plan. That is how we are going to make money in this coming rally. If you want to succeed, buy investments that will reasonably appreciate in value over time if you give it 5 years or more. The vast majority of our investments, and there are some that don't quite fit this bill, but the vast majority of investments that we have are investments in assets that I firmly believe will be here in 5 years, and they will be worth considerably more in 5 years than they are right now. The vast majority of my investment portfolio for over 5 years has been in Bitcoin and Ethereum. Our Bitcoin has 20x. Our Ethereum has nearly 30x. Tell me that philosophy doesn't work. Go right ahead. Make my day. It does. If you want to succeed in investment, invest in assets that you reasonably expect will be here in 5 years and they'll be worth more than they are right now. That's not to say that you can't do shorter term investments. I also have investments for this bull market that I'm planning on selling at the top, cycling the money, and then using the proceeds for other wealth generating activities. That being said, the vast majority of my portfolio is and always will be in assets that I reasonably expect will appreciate in value over time on a 5-year time horizon, and I hope that they will, and I reasonably and logically believe that they will appreciate by a considerable amount. So, I genuinely believe that if you follow that plan, you're going to succeed. I have followed that plan. I have succeeded. I have coached many of you guys, and those of you that follow that plan succeed. It is tried. It is true. Do that. You will succeed. Here's the deal, though. How do you actually make the investments? Well, if we look at Bitcoin in the cryptocurrency space right now, we're going to be able to find that we're actually not all the way up at all-time high. You know, there's a lot of room to go. Bitcoin is about $5,000 retraced from all-time high, and I tell you what, a lot of things have happened. A lot of things have happened in the last couple of weeks, and we haven't seen the bullishness coming out of any of those events yet. We saw the halving take place. We're expecting a couple 100% movement following the halving. That's what has always happened, and of course there are diminishing returns, but we expect that it probably will happen again. We've also got all of the other things that we've all talked about already. Ethereum is still a $1,200 rally from all-time high. Solana is currently kind of sitting at all-time high, which is why I'm not buying any more Solana. But other cryptocurrencies like Chainlink, Polkadot, Avalanche, Near Protocol, Uniswap, Internet Computer. These are all cryptocurrencies that I'm invested in. Render, Arbitrum, Caspa. The vast majority of them are not at all-time high yet, and if they are at all-time highs, because they're first cryptocurrencies. It's their first cryptocurrency bull market. Buy assets that you reasonably expect will appreciate in value over time. It is common freaking sense. People want to argue with me about this. I dare you. Go ahead and argue with me and the couple 100 million people that are currently doing this in what is known as a retirement portfolio. Now, I know what you're saying. Oh my gosh, Jeff, that's boring. Retirement. Here's the deal. How people get wealthy is they get out of debt and they invest in assets that have a consistent return. They're not sitting there playing the game like they're at a roulette table. That is like the top 1% of people that manage funds actively, and they've been doing it for years. They've got more numbers and letters after their name than the entire freaking alphabet has, and they work for a huge company, and they have all of the information. If JP Morgan is about to do something, they're the first to hear about it. The people that are making the vast majority of their money from doing swing trading and from doing trading, and there are exceptions. There are exceptions, but it's because they do it full-time. And by full-time, I don't mean 40 hours a week. By full-time, I mean 80 hours a week. Meet a full-time trader. That's basically all they do. Now, you can do that. You can do that. But if you have a job, which you should, hopefully it's a career, then you're not a full-time trader. Unless you're a full-time trader, don't try to be a full-time trader. It's okay to make some investments for the short term, as in the next 6 to 12 to 18 months. That's okay, but you've got to be realistic about what you can manage, and you've also got to lay a foundation of mastery. Let me ask you a question. If we went to build a skyscraper, we want to start scraping the sky, and we were building with material that was all hollowed out. It was weak. It was brittle. It was failing. It was not constructed with quality. How long do you expect that skyscraper to hold up? How long do you think it's going to be before it needs some serious structural integrity, some serious structural maintenance on it? Let's put it this way. If you're going to build a house and you're going to build it with wood that's been all chewed up by termites, and you're going to build it with cardboard and duct tape, who was 3 years old one time and remembers the three little piggies? One built the house with the straw, one built the house with the brick, and one built the house with the wood. Was it? Whatever it is. The wolf came along and blew over the straw house. That's what you're doing financially when you are not building a strong foundation of getting out of debt. Every time you build an investment with a piece of material that has debt in it, you are building a house with wood that has been eaten by termites. Because for every dollar that you think you have in investments, you actually owe that dollar to a bank or to an auto loan or to a creditor of some kind. When you're trying to build a building, and you are building a building with I'm putting this 2x4 of here of I'm a trader, or I'm putting this beam pocket here of I'm a full-time analyst. You're not a full-time analyst. I'm a full-time analyst. I get it wrong. You probably have a job. You probably have a career. You probably have a wife or a husband and kids and soccer practice and all these things. Quit making it so complicated on yourself. You can make a substantial amount of money, but the way we do it is we invest in assets that we reasonably expect will appreciate in value over time. We're looking at that on a 5-year time basis, and we're giving at least a 95% likelihood that it will be worth considerably more than it is right now. At least worth more than it is right now. When you have a full-time career and you're trying to be a full-time trader, you are being full-time silly because you don't have time for all of that. You cannot master all of those things. If you're going to be a trader, you must master it or don't do it. You can dabble with it. If you're doing it for fun, that's fine. But unless you're a full-time trader, it's not a great idea. Now, you should have an exchange. You should be able to find the cryptocurrencies that you're trying to invest in, but you are an investor until you've mastered that. Then, if it's your passion, you can work on becoming a trader. How do you succeed in cryptocurrency? You succeed in cryptocurrency by being wise. By being wise. You've got to choose to have wisdom about how you go about this. And by thinking that you're hot stuff and being a full-time trader when you're not, you're shooting yourself in the foot. Now, I don't want to discourage you. If it's your calling in life to be a full-time trader, go and do it. And there are some of you in chat, there are several of you in chat right now, that your full-time job is trading. And you make a full-time living on that, and good for you. But if it's not your full-time calling, then don't do that, because I'll tell you what, I've met a lot of people worth over 10 million bucks. Not many of them said that they were full-time traders that got there. Most of them said, I paid off my house. Most of them said, I maxed out my Roth IRA and my wife's Roth IRA or my husband's Roth IRA every single month for 20 years, and that's how I succeeded. It's not this get-rich-quick scheme, guys. Cryptocurrency is a place where you can get wealthy considerably faster than other places, and you should make investments in cryptocurrency. But we've got to be wise about how we do it. All right, let's read a little bit of chat, and then we will keep it moving here. Satisfaction Hub said about 10, 15 minutes ago, he said, bro is talking nonsense. Why is that, Satisfaction Hub? I would love to hear why you think it's nonsense. If you were building a crypto Jeb, Shaq with the combo. Let's see. ETH will fall like Lizzo. I don't think ETH is going to fall dramatically. I think Ethereum is going to end up having a major rally this bull market. Lion Daddy said, good afternoon from the Netherlands, Jeb. Good afternoon. Queen said, I will become my own central bank. Relaxation Music Certified said, hi, Jeb. Amazing how subtitles pick up everything you say. I know. Artificial intelligence is getting very intelligent, I suppose we could say. Verhufte said, courage is the rarest virtue. It certainly is a very rare one indeed. SpongeBob SquarePants said he brings attention to this space on a world level and not just a YouTube level. I think you're talking about Donald Trump there. Yes, for sure. People definitely need to hear about cryptocurrency. And I am, anybody who is talking about cryptocurrency and talking well about cryptocurrency, I'm going to be thankful. Wasn't a live stream the other day, and there was a poll. Trump, Trump voted. 87% voted Trump. Wow. Okay. Cool. You know, there was also a vote that definitely I thought was funny. Elon Musk posted something on Twitter saying, "What name is better? Be totally honest, X or Twitter?" And people ran a poll in the comments, and the two polls combined had almost 200,000 votes, and 95% of people said Twitter was better. Definitely, probably a kick in the pants. He probably was not expecting that. Probably the largest launch of a rebrand that didn't involve extensive brand awareness campaigns and surveying and polling and all of that. Let's see. Joel Elbs is in chat. Said, love you, brother. Live from London. Shout out to you as well. Can you just shout out the Philippines? Love you, Jeb, since 2018. Shout out to the Philippines and shout out to 2018. Man, you've been here for a while. Yeah, we've been doing this for a hot minute. This is not new to us. All right, let's talk about Bitcoin. We've got a lot to cover. Bitcoin is currently trapped under a descending trend line right here, and we have been for some time. This falling trend line is a trend line that we've been butting our heads up against over and over. We've now hit it 4 times, and we're probably going to end up breaking through it at some point relatively soon. The fact of the matter is, we've also got a uptrending level of support right here that is giving us a lot of bullish momentum, and because of that downtrend and this uptrend, we are being pushed into an area where we are likely going to go through a breakout, either bullish or bearish, relatively soon. There's probably going to be quite a large breakout coming pretty soon moving into this week. I think this is going to be a relatively I think either this week or next week. It may take into next week, but I think either this week or next week, there's going to be quite a lot of volatility. And the reason for that is because we've seen a lot happen, and Bitcoin has been trading sideways through all of it. So too has Ethereum been trading sideways through all of it. That being said, the overall trend right now is one that is quite bullish. Now, the MACD is converging bearish on itself here on the daily chart for Bitcoin, and we have started to lose momentum here on the Crypto Jeb Oscillator, which if you guys aren't familiar, the Crypto Jeb Oscillator is an indicator that we built in partnership with LUX ALGO. You can get access to it by going to luxalgo.com/Jeb and signing up. But with the Crypto Jeb Oscillator, we are still looking at quite a lot of bullishness here. There is a lot of bullish momentum up here. The bullish acceleration has just started to slow down, which denotes that while the bulls are still powerful, the growth of their strength, the growth of their power has slowed down. All right, now, if we look at LUX ALGO, though, its actual main indicator, though, we can see that our buy signal came in here on the 15th of May. It was confirmed here on the 19th of May, and we have ended up rallying up here into the take-profit zone. I don't think we're done yet, because the middle of the take-profit zone is the previous all-time high, and I personally think we're going to end up rallying towards the all-time high at some point very soon. As I said, there are quite a few different reasons to be bullish on the cryptocurrency space right now. Furthermore, our inverse head and shoulders pattern that we've drawn several times over the last several weeks has played out. We have broken out of our inverse head and shoulders pattern, as seen right here. We have broken out, and the price target on that breakout still rests all the way up at $79,000. And so if we do not break up to $79,000, that would be quite surprising considering the amount of bullishness that is going on in the cryptocurrency space. On Ethereum, we have some very good news to report, and that is not only that Ethereum broke bullish out of its falling wedge last Monday on the news that an Ethereum ETF approval could be coming. Now it has been approved. We have also been rallying ever since the actual approval came in itself. This is contrary to what happened with Bitcoin when the Bitcoin approvals came in. We saw the Bitcoin ETFs approved here on Thursday, January the 11th. We immediately went into a major downtrend, and Bitcoin would drop roughly 20%. From that point in time, we are seeing the exact opposite happening on Ethereum. We've seen Ethereum go through a substantial rally, and ever since the approval has come in, and Ethereum has rallied about $125. We are currently moving up towards this downtrending white level of resistance, which represents the trend line that is defined by the previous bull market's all-time high here and our all-time high right there. Both of those levels create that downtrend, and Ethereum is currently running straight up towards that uptrend, that downtrend as we speak. And so with that downtrend coming in, we are likely going to end up seeing Ethereum test that, and it's going to take some time to break it. But when it does end up breaking it, which I think is most likely, then we will end up probably seeing the entire cryptocurrency space go into a rally. Now, here's the deal. We don't know for sure that this is going to happen right away. It may take time for Ethereum to break bullish here. We may end up having to back test down here to about 36.65 and then come and rally again. This is a level set by these levels over here. And so just because we have a lot of bullish things going on, we had bullish divergence coming in here from Crypto Jeb Oscillator that actually called this movement even before we saw the news come out. Check that out. Before the SEC news came out, the Crypto Jeb Oscillator was calling for a bullish divergence, which was indicating that the market was going to go through an uptrend. We also saw MACD coming bullish even before the SEC news came out. But despite that rally has already occurred, we are seeing a little bit of a tail over, so we could see a short pause to kind of lock in the gains that we put into place. But over the next week, probably into next week, to be honest with you, I think that's when you're going to start seeing Bitcoin and cryptocurrency looking to be going into a rally as a result of the conclusion of the correction that we're seeing following the rally. Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies go into rallies, and then they need time to correct, and then after they've gone through a correction, then they can rally again. Just like you going on a mile run, you're going to need a second to catch your breath before you can continue. Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency space are no different. They are not human, but they are made up of humans that need to break themselves from their investment. Now, if you're enjoying today's stream, I also want you to check out something that is very important, and that is uphold.com at Vault. So make sure to check out the link in the description box down below. Come here to Vault. And the reason I want you to come and check out Vault is because of their assisted key replacement and access to instant trading all in one wallet. Here's the deal. It is very important to self-custody your Bitcoin and your cryptocurrency. What is difficult is to do that in a way that you're not going to lose it. You see, self-custodying your cryptocurrency is a great idea, but you can get locked out of your wallet. I actually had this happen to me one time with a wallet with several $1,000s on it, and I had to regenerate it from the private keys. Now, it can be done, but if I had have lost the private keys, the seed phrasing. If you should lose the seed phrasing and you lost the key, then you're up a creek. And this has happened to a lot of people throughout history. They've stored Bitcoin and Ethereum and other cryptocurrencies on hardware wallets, and they've lost it because they lost the key and they lost the 24 or 12 word recovery phrases. I don't want that to happen to you. Uphold's Vault creates a better solution. It allows for you to have two keys, and at any time to access your vault, you need both keys. Should you lose one of your keys, Uphold can give you the Uphold key to stand in the place of the key that you lost to regenerate the wallet and reset everything, basically factory resetting it back to its original state, and you will have access to your cryptocurrency once again. This is all set up with a low price of $49.99 annually, which is the best deal, and you can get a 30-day free trial. So make sure to check it out with the link in the description box down below. If you like it, keep it. If you don't, use something else. I want what's best for you, but I do think that Vault is a great option. Now, we're going to read a little bit of chat, and then we're going to keep it moving here. Tim France said, can you shout me out in my basement office? I'll hang up and listen. Shout out to Tim France. Did you hear it? I said it. I did say it. You know, like in the old TV shows where they like zoom out and it's like you see the it's in the room, then you zoom out and you see the building, then you zoom out and you see the road, and then you zoom out and you see the city, then you zoom out and see the continent, then you zoom out and see the earth. That's did you hear that? Yeah. All right. TA on ICP, Internet Protocol. Sure. So Internet Protocol has got a very interesting chart because ICP's history of the way it launched, it lost a absolute ton of value, gave way too much. Way too high of a price at launch, but it came down and it's currently at $12. Now, the reason that this is important is because I do think that ICP can recapture some of the highs that we have seen over the last several years, but that is going to take quite a bit of rallying. You see, one of the things I don't like about ICP is that it does not have a fixed maximum supply, and while I do hold ICP, let's see. ICP supply. You can find this on Masari. Let's go to Masari for a second. While I do like Internet Computer, and I'm a big fan of it, when I am looking for a cryptocurrency to invest in, I want to look at assets that I reasonably expect will appreciate in value over the next 5 years or more. Here's the problem. When you are dealing with a cryptocurrency that is inflationary, it gets much harder to do just that. It gets much harder to anticipate that it's going to be worth more 5 years out than it is right now. Since 2022, the supply has more than doubled. It's actually a higher inflation rate than Solana. Yikes. Solana, as you guys know, has increased its supply by 71% over the last 40 months. We made a video on that was extremely controversial. Everyone had an opinion on that video. Go back and watch it if you will. I dare you. Tell me what you think about it in the comment section down below. The fact of the matter is, you can argue about it all you want, but the fact of the matter is that when you invest in an inflationary asset, you have got to combat the inflation of the asset, and you've got to combat the inflation of the underlying currency that you're investing in the asset of, that being the United States dollar. Right now, the United States dollar's inflation is at a sticking point at about 3.5% annually, which means just to keep up with inflation, you've got to make it at least 3.5%. But here's the issue. You don't just have to keep up with the inflation of Bitcoin, you've also got to keep up with the inflation of the asset that you're investing in. Something like Bitcoin is very, very, very inflation hardened. Something like Ethereum and Cardano, very, very, very inflation hardened. Unfortunately, that is not exactly the case for ICP. Now, ICP had one big burst of supply unlock. We went all the way up to 433 million in April of 2023. That was about 13 months ago. In 13 months, we have added 30 million ICP, but from 433 million to 464 million. That, off the top of my head, is probably about a 7% inflation rate over the last year. Not terrible, but it's not great. When you combine those two together, that means that you've got to see a 10% increase year over year, every year, forever, to keep up with the inflation of the dollar, which you were investing with, and with the inflation of ICP, which you were investing in. By the way, ICP is one of our large holdings. I like ICP, but like Solana, it is a cryptocurrency that I will be selling at the top. I'm not going to hold it for the long run because it is highly inflationary. I think we have forgotten one of the reasons that we got into cryptocurrency in the first place is because we don't like inflation. So, let's keep that in mind. Now, I like ICP. I think it's a great project. I think what they are developing is incredible, and I do think that Internet Protocol is going to Internet Computer is going to be a very successful cryptocurrency moving into the next decade. So let's talk a little bit about the actual chart, not just the inflation, which is one of my biggest concerns. On the chart, ICP broke above $8 recently. And by recently, I mean back right around Christmas. I remember when this happened. And we've been largely kind of just in this ascending trading channel ever since. Internet Protocol was in this, I keep saying Internet Protocol, Internet Computer was in this falling wedge right here for a couple of years. As I mentioned, we did end up breaking bullish out of it as we went through the first leg of the bull market. On the 3-daily and on the weekly chart, we are also starting to see hopefully some bullish sentiment because Internet Computer has been under a downtrend that has been pushing it into this uptrend. Very similarly to what's going on with Bitcoin, Internet Computer is in, gotta write that time, Internet Computer is in a very tight symmetrical triangle pattern right now, just like Bitcoin. If you recall, Bitcoin's in a tight symmetrical triangle pattern right now. ICP is as well. This gives us the idea of tension. It gives us the idea that there is likely going to be a major movement coming soon. There is tension throughout the cryptocurrency space, and we are seeing quite a lot of that in ICP. The issue here is that ICP is having a bearish cross on MACD, and we're approaching the uptrending level of support, and we've been under a steeper downtrend than uptrend, which does indicate that we could be seeing a break bearish. That being said, if we do see a break bearish, we could drop all the way down to about $8 from that point in time. I would probably be buying some because I do think that Internet Computer is going to be able to go through a major rally, and I do think that it can end up rallying towards $20, $30, $40. if you look at CoinMarketCap, its market capitalization right now is about $6 billion. I think Internet Computer, with what it's building, is perfectly capable of going to 15 or 20 billion, but it's going to rely on the rest of the cryptocurrency space going through a major uptrend. Remember, Bitcoin and Ethereum lead the space. What they do, everything else does. What they don't do, not much else does. And so until Bitcoin and Ethereum go into a major uptrend, I wouldn't be expecting much from your favorite altcoins. Circling back to what we talked about earlier with investment, though, I want you to have a plan. You can either plan and succeed, or you can not plan and fail. Not planning is planning to fail. You've heard that before, right? Henry Ford said it this way: what you think you can, if you think you can, and if you think you can't, you're right. So I saw that quote many years ago, and it moved me. If you think you can succeed with cryptocurrency, and you value that, and you say to yourself, I am a successful cryptocurrency investor who is always learning more. And that's where your identity lies. It goes back to identity. Where's your identity? Your identity lies with, I am going to be wise with my cryptocurrency investments. Then you are on a track to succeed. Now you just need to learn what to do. What you need to do is have a plan. Every Friday, every week at a certain time is what I recommend. I do Fridays. You can do whenever. We will invest X amount into our cryptocurrency portfolio on this exchange. If you do that, you will be setting yourself up to succeed. Make sure that you do the research on the coins that you're buying. Make sure that you understand that many of these coins could die. Many of the coins that you're seeing on your screen right now as I scroll down are not going to be here in 5 to 10 years. I remember when I got to the cryptocurrency space, many of those coins are now vastly far into history. I have been in cryptocurrency for almost as long as CoinMarketCap's been around. 2013, I got in 2017. It is now 2024. That's crazy. We're living in the future, guys. I got into cryptocurrency a day after the day I'm about to show you. This was July 30th, 2017. The first time I ever took a peek at CoinMarketCap was July 31st, 2017. I got into the cryptocurrency space on July 31st, 2017. Bitcoin was trading at $2,900 because it was the day after this snapshot. Ethereum was at $200. I would end up buying Ethereum lower than $200 during the COVID crash. XRP was at 16 cents. Litecoin was at $40, which makes sense because I bought it at $41 a few days later. NEM. Remember NEM? You probably don't. Dash. Remember Dash? You probably don't. Stratus. Remember Stratus? You probably don't. BitConnect. Remember BitConnect? You probably don't. Neo. Remember Neo? You might remember Neo. It's still there. Some of these coins are still here. They're just way off into obscurity, way down on the top 100, maybe even into the top 200 or 300. Zcash, BitShares, Qtum, again, Stratus, Veritasium, Iconomy, Bytecoin, Siacoin, Gnosis, Lisk, Golem, Dogecoin still around. Augur, Status, Stellar, still around. Obyte, Game Credits, Factum, kind of still around. Digibyte, MadeSafe Coin, Omise Go. Who remembers Omise Go? Remember when everybody was talking about Omise Go? Decred, Basic Attention Token is still here because of Brave Browser. Ardor, Pivex, Populous. Some of these coins are worth $100 million, and they're in the top 100. How many of these coins are still here? Virtually none of them. Of the top 100 coins that were in the cryptocurrency space when I got into the cryptocurrency space, you probably only recognize 15 of them. And that is probably not going to be exactly the same. You're probably going to recognize 30 or 40 of them 5 years, 6 years, 7 years from now, but you're not going to recognize a lot of them. Most of the coins that are here right now are going to be gone. But guess what? Bitcoin, Ethereum, and a few others have stood the test of time. The coins that have been here for a long time are the ones you ought to be investing in, and you ought to be doing it on a consistent basis. That's how you're going to succeed, guys. And I want you to succeed. So invest in assets that you reasonably expect will appreciate in value over time and hold on to them for a long time and succeed. I am not here to help you get rich quick. If that's what you're looking for, it's not your channel. You can get rich very quickly doing what I teach you if you work hard. But my goal is to teach you how to get rich because I do want you to get rich. I do want you to be wealthy. My goal is to teach you how to get rich in a way that you're not going to lose your freaking butt. Because it happens all the time. People build these huge buildings, and they're beautiful because they are. But they're rotten to the core because they were not built with quality materials. They were not built on discipline. They were not built on patience. They were not built with budgeting. They were not built with a long-term outlook on things. And the Bible means it when it says, that wealth gained by vanity will soon be diminished. In other words, wealth gained by foolishness, wealth gained by get-rich-quick schemes, wealth gained by lack of discipline will soon be diminished. You can build a huge house very quickly, and that sucker's going to fall over if you don't build it right. And so my goal is not to help you build the house as fast as you possibly can, like everybody else is trying to teach you how to do. My goal is to teach you how to build the house correctly so that it stands the test of time, so that it's there for your entire life to take care of you, and so that your children can come and stay in it, and your grandchildren can come and stay in it, and your great-grandchildren can come and stay in it. And you can say enough is enough to generational curses. You can say enough is enough to poverty. You can say enough is enough to not having enough. And you can be free. Not a slave to a house that you didn't build right. And because you didn't build it correctly, you have to spend the rest of your life trying to put duct tape on a bullet wound. Which is what most people do. They build themselves a life, a paper castle, with the fancy car in the front yard, and the fancy house, the fancy private school, and they owe debt on all of it. They've got more house than they can manage, so they spend all their time cleaning the thing instead of enjoying time with their family. And they get this big, fancy life. And then you know what? It enslaves them. I choose freedom. I choose liberty. I choose to build something for myself and for my family and for my followers, you guys. Not to be enslaved to banks. Not to be enslaved to foolishness, not to be enslaved to chaos, not to be enslaved to a job that I hate. Now, luckily, I've not really ever had to deal with that. I've always done what I love, which is being here on cryptocurrency YouTube and teaching about money, which is what I'll always do. Lord willing, right? I choose to not be a slave. I choose to build something that I can stand back and be thankful for. The way we do that is by building things on the foundation of wisdom. You can go ahead and get rich quick. You can go pick a couple of meme coins and altcoins, and you can think that that's how you're going to succeed. It might work 2, 3, 4, 5 times. Eventually, if that's your only method, the one-trick pony only wins so many races before they start getting whooped by people that actually got some skills. So let me help you become a thoroughbred, not a pony, not a one-trick. Let me help you become somebody that can say, life, I'm in charge now. And I am going to build you for the glory of God, for the good of my wife, for the good of my husband, for the good of my children, so that I can have something that I never had before, because it is a good and okay thing to enjoy yourself. The Bible says to rejoice with the wife of your youth. It says to enjoy the fat and drink the wine. It says to love life. It also says to be radically generous, so that you can be generous to the people that you want to be generous to, so that you can give to the causes that you want to give to, so that you can care for the people in your life that respect your boundaries and are not entitled brats, and so that you actually have the resources to care for them. The way you do that is by following wisdom, and every single day that I am on this channel, I will teach you how to be better with money. I will teach you how to get rich. I will teach you how to build wealth. I will teach you how to be radically generous with it so that you can unlock true joy, which comes from being somebody. I will teach you what it means to say, I'm a man. I will teach you what it means to say, I'm a woman, because saying that carries weight. It ought to carry, I respect myself, and I carry myself in a way that I ought to be respected because I am good to you. I will teach you how to be somebody that you want to be. Period. So if that's something you're interested in, subscribe to the channel, hit that post notification bell, and stay tuned, because the Financial Sovereignty Academy is coming, and it's going to kick some butt. And when you go through it, you will realize that there is hope. You will realize that you can succeed. You will realize that you are not a slave to the habits that you were born with, that you think are so far down in your bones that you think you can't break. I will show you that you can. And I will show you how to have it different than you had it. I will show you how to be different than you've been. And I will show you how to conquer the things that have had you in slavery for so long. I will lead you to water I can't make you drink, but I will pray that you do. So stay tuned. This is a journey that we are on together towards financial sovereignty. And when you choose to be wise, when you choose to say, I am making a change in my life, no more will I be a slave to addictions. No more will I be a slave to bondage. No more will I be a slave to debt. No more will I be a slave to a job that I freaking hate, but I can't leave because I have to have the income and I don't have any other skills. And I've been so stupid with money that I've not been in a position to do anything else other than this job that I absolutely despise. I will show you that there is hope, and I will lead you to the promised land of building wealth, being able to enjoy it with your family and your friends, and being able to be radically generous, which is the root of all joy. If that's something you want to learn more about, give me an amen, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned because we got a lot more to come. We're going to read chat for just a second, and then we're going to wrap it out. Sejan just said, that gave me goosebumps. Beat Money said amen. Queen said amen. Queen said, must end wage slavery. Tripto Dad said, Tripto Dad, that's funny. Said, still buying ADA, Jeb? How about BAT? Don't have any basic attention token right now. Not buying ADA right now either because I've already accumulated a great deal of it. So not buying any more ADA. Working on other financial goals right now. But that's not the one that I'm working on at the moment. I do like Cardano, though. John in chat said, can you please give a chart reading on XRP? I think we might do that tomorrow just because we are over time. Carter Pennington said, preach, Jeb. Haley J said, amen. Caius Hawkins said, amen. Shadrach Frost said, amen. Daniel said, amen. Carlos Barozzi, that's an awesome name, said, amen. Shogun33 said, amen. Jay said, preach. Let's do it. Let's see some hashtag FinSovs in chat if you're ready to go and change your life. If you are ready to be the one. If you are ready to be the one calling the shots, and you are willing to be the one, and you are ready to be the one calling the shots that is not going to call the wrong shot, you're going to do it right. You're going to actually succeed. You're going to actually do something. Because I tell you what, I've played the game. I played probably 20,000 hours of video games in my life. I was addicted to it. I was addicted to them. I was addicted to video games. Didn't lead me anywhere good. I don't look back and I'm not like, I have joy on that. You know, I've also probably put about 20,000 hours into this channel. I look back and I'm like, man, I've helped probably a couple 100,000 people make a serious change in their life. I get to live with that for the rest of my life. I get to look back and be thankful for the fruit of my work. I get to look into the future and say, man, I've got some skills. I can keep doing this. I've got the monetary backing. It's a working business. Everything's solid. We're growing. It's great. I get to look into the future and say, all right. I get to have that, I don't want to say pride, because it's not pride, but that satisfaction of saying I worked for something, and God blessed it, and it's doing great, and I get to help people. And the greatest joy you will ever find in life is from helping someone else. Not from being selfish, but from helping someone else. You can get happy from being selfish. You won't find joy being selfish. Joy way, way surpasses happiness. Stay tuned, guys. We got a lot of content. We're going to wrap it out. Before I do, I do want to let you know that today's stream is also brought to you in part by Crypto.com. If you've not already, make sure to sign up for Crypto.com. They are trusted by over 100 million users, and for good reason. So make sure to check them out. The link in the description box down below. Go there, get started on your weekly recurring purchases today so that you can invest in the cryptocurrency space for the long run. As I said, we're going to wrap it out. Before we go, I do just first want to thank each and every single last one of you for watching, as always. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.